Hello viewers, how are you? Let's discuss the poem A Lecture Upon the Shadow, written by eminent poet John Donne. John Donne was a great Elizabethan poet and a great metaphysical poet also. He was contemporary to William Shakespeare, and the metaphysical poetry of John Donne was full of conceited wits, paradoxes, and intellectual thoughts. So he was also Dean of St. Paul Cathedral in London, and he was a politician also and a soldier also. In that way, he was indeed a versatile genius. So his poems are absolutely suggestive of love, and these poems do raise some kind of emotions in us. So whenever we read these poems, we come to the conclusion that he was indeed a sensational poet, and his poems can be regarded as greatest poems of all time. So when we talk about this poem, a set lecture upon the shadow, when we come to the conclusion that the two lovers who are talking with each other and they are talking about their love life. And this poem can be used generally for us also. We can also take a lesson from this poem because this poem tells us that when these two lovers are walking in a ground in the meadows and the sun is shining brightly on their head, the two shadows are also being formed there. So, as the two lovers are walking, the two shadows are formed. So, when the sun rises in the east, we find that our shadow is very long. And slowly, as the sun comes on the top of us, as the sun grows in the sky, the shadow becomes smaller. So, in the same way, when we develop a relationship with others, with a person, then suddenly we find some kind of distrust and we find some kind of doubts. So these are obvious things. And when as the sun grows in the sky, in the same way our disillusionment and our distrust and our doubts get started deteriorated, they start decreasing our, and we start finding ourselves with great love with each other, and we start finding ourselves in a comfortable position. And as the sun comes on the top of us, on our, on the center of the sky, then our shadows get disappeared because we can easily tread upon our shadows. It means there comes a time in our life when we are fully confident with each other, we start believing each other, and after some time, when the sun goes towards the west, we the shadows again start appearing on the ground. That means that too much love and affection causes disillusionment, and we develop apathy in our relationship. So in that way, as the sun goes towards the east, we start growing disillusionment and disappointment, and the excess of love makes us bored. We become absolutely bored and apathy surrounds us fully. So in that way, and by the end of the day is followed by night. It means we all our relationship become a weak, and a relationship decline as the sun passes and as the sun goes towards the west. So in the same way, the poet here wants to convey a message that whenever we try to develop a relationship with a person, at the beginning we are very susceptible, we can't find any kind of trust with each other. Slowly, we start developing trust with each other, and we started believing each other, and we, in the same way, our bondage becomes strong. Love bondage becomes strong, and the time comes when we find that we are very much in love with each other, and after some time, when we find that we are developing, we have started developing apathy in our relationship, and slowly our relationship getting deteriorated. So in the same way, this is the cyclical process. The love is fleeting, and we must enjoy the moment. The more we enjoy the moment, the more we will be happy, because don't think about future. Past is history, future is a mystery, today is a gift. Therefore we call it present. So we must live in present, because the optimistic situation is not permanent, it is temporary. So we become pessimistic. We do not want to be optimistic all the time. So in that way, our life becomes absolutely miserable. So before your life becomes miserable, you must try to catch the time and enjoy the time with your lover one. Thank you.